snotty and weird.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like I'm there to have fun and hang out with the people.
Hang out with the people, right? The last place we went to, there I was having a hard time finding mixed cocktails that were 3 figures. Most of them were 4 and a couple of them were 5.
Wow.
Yeah. Like there was legitimately a $25,000 cocktail on the menu.
Oh my gosh. And you know it's probably not worth it. It's probably just served to you by some like hot chick, and she goes just to your table and like, here you go.
You know what? If that gets your jollies for $25,000,
I know, right? You know, she's like, oh, here's a bottle of Gregory, and then you get to keep the bottle.
Yeah.
And then it's like, here's the one drink I'm gonna pour for you.
Yep, exactly.
And then you get the rest of the ingredients. You can take it home, even though you're just gonna leave it at the table. And then you still expect like a $10,000 tip.
Exactly. Welcome to episode 14, everyone.
Hey.
I love going live when John doesn't expect it. I'm Jeff.
I'm John.
Welcome to the show, everyone. And I'm going to start out with a huge thank you. My videos didn't go viral this week. I hate that word, go viral. But I will say, 40,000 people watched my videos this week. You were active in the comments. And since the time I left for Vegas last Sunday, I have 530 new subscribers. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Doesn't help me. None of them watch any of my videos. They only seem to like Rhett.
It's yeah, well, everyone likes Rhett.
Everyone likes Rhett.
Everyone likes Rhett. John's a little upset right now because Rhett, what did he triple your previous high?
Way more. I don't even think I may have one video that like scraped the 3-digit mark.
No, the one we did combined got like 140.
Okay,
with your other brothers.
Yeah.
Although I'm blaming Steve for that one, or I'm putting the onus on Steve.
Yeah, I think even Steve's video. I think I still have the lowest viewership.
Yeah, you do. In fact, the only video I have in double digits is our Brew Festival.
And I'm on here.
It's still at 95. It's still at 95.
All right, I'm gonna go tweet this. We're gonna get like 500 new viewers right now.
Right now. Okay, I'm gonna count them. I'm gonna count on your social media presence to bring people in.
Okay.
So I'm gonna watch this here.
Yes, whatever. As soon as I figure out how to tweet.
Anyway, guys, I'm back from Vegas. I had a heck of a week. Excuse me, my voice is still a little bit gone. But great week with the Modders Inc. crew. Met a lot of really cool people. Monday night, I got to hang out with Andy and Pete from eTechnics. Guys, you were great. I would love to drink with you again. They claim they outdrink me. I claim the other way around because they were sipping Stella Artois all night. But guys, can't wait to see you next year. Thanks so much for hanging out. Met Dave from Alpha Cool. He is a heck of a guy. Kat from Swift Tech. I actually met a guy locally from Salem who's actually a pretty well-known modder. I've known his work before.
Really?
Lives like 10 minutes from me. Yeah. Just like I'm up in the Alpha Cool suite checking out his work, and we're like, hey man, where's your home base? And he goes, oh, I'm from Oregon. I like, no way, where at? He goes, oh, I'm just outside Salem. It's like, dude,
you ever hear of this place and this? Yeah, I live right next to that.
Literally, I drive by you every day on the way to work, man. So yeah, you might be seeing him on the channel. I'm not going to give his name away. Just I'm not sure if people want to know who he is or if he wants people to know, but. Dude, it was great talking to you and meeting you, and there are so many other people that I got to talk and meet with, let alone the vendors, let alone the companies, tech companies, all the marketing reps, PR people that I got to meet with. Such an awesome time. Can't wait to go back. I am still catching up on sleep. I got home on Friday. The time I was in Vegas, I got about 3 hours of sleep a night. It was literally start at 6 a.m., so you wake up at 6, you have breakfast, you... get up, and usually our first meetings of the day were at 7:30. And so you'd go to your meeting, you'd start cranking out videos and posting photos and updating Facebook, and hey, we're at this place now.
Yeah.
You'd go all the way to about 6 p.m.
Oh my god.
With meetings about every hour. Most of the meetings lasting 30 minutes, some of them lasting 60, and we had a couple 2-hour meetings in there too. Ouch. I think nVidia was a 2-hour meeting, and AMD might have been 90 minutes. So those
probably were pretty cool though.
Oh, they were great, great things. In fact, 2 of my bullet points for tonight are from nVidia and AMD. They were some of my favorite things to do there. At 7 o'clock, you go grab a quick bite to eat, and then you're off to the after parties and everything else, and you're rolling back into your hotel room sometime between 2 and 4 a.m. and then you wake up at 6 and you do it again.
That's like, you know, maybe 10 years ago, be like, yeah, let's do that. I'm totally good down. I'm down to do that.
Yeah.
No, not now.
Yeah. Where's the swag? We haven't opened beer yet. I'll open beer in just a second. I got a watch from Alpha Cool. I'm actually old school. I still wear an analog watch most of the time. Got an old Casio G-Shock. That's one of my favorites. But Alpha Cool gave me this awesome watch. Corsair gave me a really sweet rain jacket. And when I say rain jacket, it's like a windbreaker that's completely waterproof, and it's slightly insulated on the inside, but it's super lightweight and comfortable and breezy when you want it and tight when you don't. Yeah. And it's a fantastic jacket.
I heard it was actually pretty useful in Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, so Vegas had the, they're pointing out the beer on the side of the screen. I should probably open it before they meet.
All right. Open up the beer. What do you want to go with?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to save the Dragon's Milk for last.
Yeah, I'd say that one
Absolutely.
for last.
You want to go hop or you want to go coffee?
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's go with the coffee.
Coffee?
Because I think the hoppy will change our palate back over.
Absolutely.
So we can do that.
So this is the Elysian Split Shot. It's an espresso milk stout. And I've had this one before. I think you have as well.
I've had it too.
Just a solid beer. I don't think I've had it on the show before.
No. Actually, this is surprisingly the beer that got my wife into beer.
Really?
Yes. She only liked coffee. And I brought this to her parents' house one day and drank it. And she tried it. I was like, oh, it tastes just like coffee.
Yep.
And every time after that, I was like, oh, this one's just like Split Shot Elysian.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing, this beer just got re-released last year.
Yeah.
I have an original bottle of this.
Nice.
Before Elysian even got bought out.
Nice.
It's been sitting in the back of my fridge and I lost it.
Because Elysian's InBev, aren't they?
Yes, they are now InBev.
That's right. It's hard to keep track.
Yes.
It's really hard to keep track.
I bet it smells like coffee.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just a great stuff. I mean...
The nose is all espresso.
Yeah.
If you like going to Starbucks and getting just like straight espresso shots, or one of my favorites is the Java chip. The Java chip Frappuccino with chunks of coffee in it. That's what this is. And it's absolutely delicious.
It's 6%, so nice, easy drinking all day.
Can't watch tonight because I have class tomorrow. Sorry, David. You can catch it on the replay. Watch it anytime you want.
Multiple times, please.
Is there a blog about beers? John and I, hopefully this year, we're going to get more into doing some beer-centric episodes. Mm-hmm. Most of my channel is going to be built on tech, but as you know, it's also kind of built on beer. I have a beer every single episode, and sometimes multiple. But we've got a couple of really cool things planned. In fact, I mentioned to John, was that a month or two ago? I think probably in March sometime, we're going to take a day trip up to Seattle. To visit what I believe is the largest privately held whiskey library.
I showed that to you. Yeah, that was. It's got $1.5 million, I believe.
$1.5 million in inventory. There's 3,500 bottles. In this place in downtown Seattle.
Apparently, it has more American whiskey than the American Whiskey Museum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's the American Whiskey Museum in Kentucky. That only has 2,000 bottles. So suck it. You
could just see in this little video, this guy's pride of just like, I have all this alcohol. It's awesome. Yeah. And it's a tiny place. I think it only seats 36 people.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's tiny.
But he's very open to interviews, from what I've heard. So we're trying to schedule sometime in March, John and I, to go up for a day or an afternoon or an overnight trip or something like that to go up and interview this guy and literally just drink whiskey and make a video of it. So that'll be coming up soon. Yeah. Real Men Drink Bourbon. What do you think that is right there, man? Come on. Give me some credit.
That's why.
In fact, I beat John to the party tonight. So.
Yes. So sorry, I had to take care of my son.
Yes.
And drive here.
Yeah. You have to drive home too.
I do have to drive home.
Okay. How far in are we? Man, we've been going for... We're 10 minutes in. We only talked about beer in Vegas. All right.
Well, we can either keep with beer or we can go into tech. Or...
Let's start going into tech. We're going to get back into beer news here in a second anyway. I want to start with kind of the talking point, really, of the day, besides all the YouTube stuff going on, which we may get into. But Bitcoin is fallen flat on its face.
Oh, yeah.
Lost over 50% of its value, down from its high of $19,700, I believe. That's $19,700 per Bitcoin, down to $9,199 on Wednesday. And it wasn't just Bitcoin. Ethereum was down 40%. Yeah.
It was most of the major players.
Most of the major players were down. Ripple was down 35 or 40%. Yeah.
I mean, it's just crashing. I mean, people are getting scared.
Yep.
And this is not going to help it anymore.
Right.
Even anymore. People are just going to start selling. No one's going to be buying. Mm-hmm. It's going to crash. It might recover maybe in time, in years or two. Right.
Or it may not recover. The thing with non-traditional currencies is, or rather, the thing with traditional currencies is there's something backing it.
Oh, exactly.
There's a gross national product. There's investment in your own country or in whatever the thing that you have that you're using as currency. You have something behind it. For the U.S., it used to be gold. Now it's gross national product. And for most nations, it's gross national product anymore. It's we produce steel or we produce concrete or we produce this or that. That is in valuation to the dollars that we're giving you. With Bitcoin, what's behind it?
Zeros and ones.
People determined that it had value, and so it has value. And now people are getting scared and determining it has less value, so it has less value. But that's all it is this...
Yeah, it's literally...
Hearsay, he said, she said.
But, hopefully if you got in super early, I paid $5. I could be a millionaire, and I just lost $30,000.
Right. Someone said if you invested in Bitcoin, you deserve to lose money. I know a guy personally back on the East Coast who invested in Bitcoin very early on, was doing some of the early mining, and was buying up shares of Bitcoin. He literally just sold a bunch of Bitcoin when it hit something like $16,000 sometime in December. He just paid $550,000 cash for a home.
Yeah, I mean, it is like
again. It's only worth what people say it's worth. Yeah, but it's worth something.
It's worth something. Well, it was kind of similar to the real estate boom 10 years ago. You can go buy a brand new house in Arizona for $120,000, and in 5 years it's going to be worth $300,000. What happened? Everyone did it. Loans crashed, and no one could afford anything.
That's exactly right. Crashed. Oregon's in the same situation today. I mean, Oregon's housing market absolutely crashed in 2008, like everyone else's did. We've been growing back up, and my home is worth well more than it should be, and I really want to sell and then just kind of hold on to the money for a while because I know it's going to crash again.
Yeah. That's why I'm not even buying a house right now. It's like I know within probably 5 to 10 years everything's going to crash again. And I'm going to get that big piece of property I always wanted for super cheap. I'm just going to buy it with the money I'm saving right now, cash. Yep. Obviously not with Bitcoin cash, but
right. And that's what I want to do. Ideally, I'd love to buy a piece of property, build a house, build a proper studio. Like I said, right now I'm kind of in my den. If this thing goes anywhere, it'd be nice to have a proper space set aside from the rest of the house. An entire workshop, not only for the computer stuff, but for my studio stuff, my cameras, my lights, my sound gear, for any cars I want to work on,
projects,
dirt bikes.
You have your man shop.
Exactly.
The 3-car garage man shop, basically.
3.
Well, I'm just saying. 2-story could be 2-story.
If I build it once, I'm going to build it right.
I'm not saying you have to have cars in it.
I told my wife I wanted a 40 by 80. And she goes, what the hell do you need that for? I said, because if I'm going to spend $30,000 to build a shop, I might as well spend $40,000 and do it right. And only have to build one shop. So, we're getting way off topic. Yeah. That's going to be a theme of today's episode.
Beer news.
This brewery in Ontario, isn't it?
Yes.
Ontario. Ottawa.
Canada. I just know it was Canada.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Ottawa's in Ontario.
It was, Ontario,
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not from Canada. I don't know what your provinces are. But I know they're called provinces.
Yes, and they're postal. I actually have to write a program for Canada.
Do you?
Yes.
Nice.
So.
Anyway, so an Ottawa brewery. Where do you stand on this one?
I think this is completely ridiculous.
It is.
So this brewery goes through the process of getting this logo approved by a distributor, and through all the proper channels, like most major breweries have to do to make sure it's just copyright infringement and all that good stuff. Yeah. And
if you look at the logo, you're going to recognize the logo.
Yeah, it looks very familiar.
And the reason you recognize it is it's the symbol of the American Medical Association.
They're in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. It's the symbol of health organization. It's the snake around the
sword.
Asclepius.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever the Greek symbol for the sword is. It's the Greek symbol of health. Anyway, and it's associated with medical care. The other thing is there's an RX in that thing.
Yes, they did put the RX in. So this name of this beer, they call it Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood, right.
So I don't know if that has anything to do with Motley Crue or whatever. But so they get it approved, and then so they start canning. And what did they can? I think it was like 4,000 or 40,000.
Something like 4,000 cans.
4,000 cans.
But they printed 20,000 labels.
Yeah, that's what it was. And so moments before they're about to distribute, the
Canada
Liquor Board said, no, we can't do this.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, please just let us distribute what we have, and it'll be a one-off thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, that's fine. Like the day before they're about to do it, no, we changed our mind. Sorry.
Yeah, they literally already had it shipped to the retailer, and they got a cease and desist.
And it was like, what?
And so, yeah, I'm of the part. I'm of the backing of the small business here, of the craft brewery. You went through the proper channels, you got the approval, you printed the labels, you shipped the product, and then you got a C&D.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
No.
Regardless of copyright infringement, and what this is the Canada Health Board, I believe, is who it is. I forget the name of their organization.
Yeah. Canadians.
Whoever oversees the Canadian health program. They actually called for this to be stopped because they said that symbol should only be used for healthcare products, for products that genuinely are of medicinal value.
Because someone's gonna, see the percentage of alcohol and confuse it with this is gonna heal me.
I think it's pretty darn obvious. It's a tongue-in-cheek thing.
I mean, yeah.
It's got a mash scoop on it. It's in
a beer can.
Right, it's in a beer can.
It's sold in a liquor store.
Right. But I guess the Canadian Health Board is coming back and saying there may be some confusion that this is healthier than other beers, and that's not the case.
Yeah. Well, I really think it actually probably is that RX, and if they took that out, because that I think is actually worse than the snake and other.
I think if they did one or the other, they're fine.
Yeah,
honestly.
if they took one, I would take the RX out because I would associate that more with medical stuff than a drawing of the snake.
Right.
I would know that's the paddle. Mm-hmm. It's blatantly obvious if you look at the whole picture.
Yep.
So,
let's see. I think we'll glance over this one. Lyft did a
specialty can
with a brewery in Chicago. And they're calling it the 5-star IPA. And what it is you can only buy this can in bars.
Yeah.
And if you buy this can, you get up to 60% off your Lyft ride home.
Which I actually think that's kind of a cool...
I think it's a brilliant idea.
I think it's a really cool idea that the fact, especially too, that you can only buy it at a bar. That's me.
Right.
I actually like that idea. That's really cool. It's really unique. Hopefully it does work. Yeah. Maybe it even promotes a little recycling too, because they have to take them. They might even have to take the can with them.
Yep. I always prefer Danish health beer. Me too. Put some weed in it. Beer is healthy. We're with you guys.
We're totally with you guys. There's a big boom of cannabis and beer going on right now.
Yep.
So cannabis infused beers.
Yep.
I was gonna post that article, and then I was like, I posted too many beer things today.
Yeah, I think we had 4.
I posted. I actually put a 5th on last minute, and then I didn't see it. I was like, I'm not gonna bring it up. It's fine.
Yep. This one was kind of funny. A Brandon restaurant. It's Brandon, Maine. Was it? Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon, Maine.
Maine. Yeah. They're trying to promote craft beer, and they're promoting craft beer by charging you $15 for a Bud Light. Yes.
Well, it makes sense because they're actually trying to promote the local craft beers and the local small businesses.
Yeah, they carry 20 beers on hand, either on tap or in cans and bottles. And what they're doing is if you come in and you say, I want a Bud Light, it's $15. If you buy one of the craft beers, it's between $6, $7, and $10.
Your standard price.
Right, your standard pub price for a beer. Which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I don't know if you watched the video or not, but she did say that she did get a lot of people complaining at first, and a lot of regulars threatened to leave and did leave. But then she said, kind of toward the end, that the customers that did stay started learning, and their palate started to grow.
They developed better taste.
Yes, they did. Yes, exactly. Which I think that's great because it just broadens their mind.
Yep.
And she also put it, InBev does not need the money.
No.
Although I will say that is kind of funny because that was what my other article kind of posted at.
Yeah.
Was that Budweiser is no longer on the top 3 most selling beers in America.
Really?
Yeah. Budweiser got kicked out by Miller Lite. Miller Lite is...
I probably could have called that.
So it's Bud Light, Coors Light, and Miller Lite.
Yeah.
And then Budweiser got kicked down to 4th.
Got 4th, right. Whew.
A lot of beers.
Yep. You need to pay me $15 to drink that crap. Absolutely.
Maybe more.
Cheers to you, buddy. Yeah. And I'm actually not sure who Green Flash is.
You don't know who Green Flash is?
I'm sure I know one of their subsidiaries. I'm sure I do.
They make a great IPA. They make a lot of great sours.
Yeah.
They're in Oregon.
It's not one that I immediately recognize.
Yeah. No. Well, you've had a few of them at my place.
Okay.
Most of the ones I do have on tap were, I think it was like fruit oriented or soured, and they're usually really good, but they will no longer be distributed here in Oregon, unfortunately. Right. They used to be distributed to all 50 states, and they are cutting back.
They're going through some synergistic streamlining.
That's a good way of putting it.
And I don't make light of anyone losing their jobs. They're also cutting 15% of their employment, which sucks for everyone involved. It really does.
Yeah.
But they're saying in their release, it is hard to compete with local craft breweries.
Which, I mean, they're technically craft beer.
Right.
But, I mean, they're a huge craft brewery. When you're distributing to all 50 states, you're a big one. And they're cutting back on their bottles, so they're no longer going to be doing 22s. Because it costs them too much to produce that. So and a lot of local people are just drinking their local beers because it's just as good or if not better. But, I mean, all these... If I had that brewery, I would love to have that brewery. Like, I'm a success.
Right.
I would be totally happy with that Green Flash.
I think they'll be successful in this because they're saying, I can't compete with the local craft breweries. And I think when they say that, if you're from Oregon, I think they're talking Deschutes, Widmer, the really big players that are still craft breweries that are in there that are also distributing regionally or sometimes nationally. I just don't think they're doing as well. I know when I went to Wisconsin, I was really surprised to find 2 Deschutes on tap.
Black Beet Porter and pale, some kind of pale.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're 2 standards. Yeah. But that was a nice little taste of home when I was 1,500 miles from it.
Yeah.
But it's not easy to go out and try to compete with the local incumbents because when I was in Wisconsin, New Glarus was the hot thing there. They had a dozen of those on tap at every single restaurant, and every single one of them was so proud of that crap. I'm not going to get it. I've talked about that one before. If I don't remember when, but you can look it up.
Japanese beer is extremely cheap.
Yeah.
Although, I will say, if you have the right Japanese beer and the right Japanese food, it's actually really good.
Yes.
It goes well together.
Yep. Yeah, $3 pints and $20 hangovers.
Yep.
So,
actually, another thing that Budweiser article actually talked about the booming of craft breweries, and they mentioned Green Flash.
Did they?
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I was like,
awesome.
Maybe they did a little more research.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's it for beer news.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Someone asked about what was the best thing I saw. We're actually going to do a best and worst of CES segment here.
I went through your worst, and I like the worst better than the best.
The worst was best, and that's what we're ending with, is the worst. Because I've got some serious questions about the worst.
Although the first best I really like.
Yes.
I was like, I want 2 of those.
Yeah. Now, I'm a gamer. I'm a hardware enthusiast. I'm a content creator at heart. I'm a videographer, photographer. I love high refresh rate displays, don't get me wrong. There's just something that tickles me in just the right way about a factory calibrated, gorgeous display, 100% color recreation. And LG tickled just that spot when I was walking through. They came out with this guy here. This is the LG 34WK95U-W.
Oh, that's beautiful looking.
It is a 5K 34-inch ultra-wide display. It's a 5120 by 2160 with 98% DCI color coverage. And HDR.
Oh.
Because you have to have HDR.
Right.
And I believe they were also talking about local zone dimming on this display. When I was at the show, I
wonder how accurate that is.
It's
really?
Yeah. If you've seen one done right, they are incredible.
Okay.
You're not going to get as true of blacks as like an OLED display, but they come close.
Okay.
When you can dim a local section of the display, depending on how many zones you have, depending on how accurate the dimming is. I did see one display, which we'll actually get to next, which didn't have great local zone dimming. But neither here nor there.
I think they didn't give a price point on this, did they?
They did not, and I'm afraid to ask.
Yeah, I know that's
because I've seen what 5K displays cost.
Yeah, I know. You know, these are all the pipe dreams, and
right.
then someone builds one of those super computers.
I'm hoping this comes in for less than $2,000.
I was actually I'd be like 23.
Right. The other thing about this display,
$21.99 was actually my very.
The other thing about this display, well, actually, their 34 inches have been coming in. They have one that's a curved display for $800. That's a 1440p. That's 98% or 99% Adobe RGB color spectrum. For $800.
Oh, $800. Okay.
Yeah. For $799. And then their really nice one for like $12.99. So I'm hoping this with the 5K resolution is somewhere under $2,000. I bought this monitor here 9 years ago. So I am in desperate need of a new monitor. It's still 1440p. It's 97% Adobe RGB. It's HP ZR2740W. It was one of the first commercially available 1440p monitors with decent color reproduction. It's an IPS display. It's got some bugs to it, but like I said, I love professional monitors when you can look at it and it's just utterly crisp. This might be my next screen.
All that money you're going to be making on this YouTube money.
Right, exactly. We'll talk about that real quick. YouTube pissed a lot of people off. I am fortunate enough not to be one of them. And I don't know if my recent success over the last 3 days has anything to do with their new algorithms, their new promotion. I'm hoping it kind of does, because my channel has seen a boon unlike I have ever seen before. I got one video self-promoted by YouTube before, my Mac Pro upgrade vlog, and it shot from like 1,000 views to 20,000 views literally in a week. And I was so thrilled with that.
Really great.
My couple of Chinese X79 motherboard reviews, which if you're joining my channel and you're here because of those, thank you. Please stick around. I promise there's more stuff like that coming up.
We were actually talking about that in the back earlier, but yeah, it's some cool, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully will be cool.
Exactly. So anyway, I believe it was Monday, my channel just exploded. And it was because someone did a review of a Chinese video card, I believe a GTX 960 that they got for like $50 on Amazon, or not Amazon, but eBay or Alibaba, or something like that. And he did a review on that. Well, anyway, I was the first suggested video after that, and nearly 40,000 of you have watched my videos in the last 4 days.
Nice.
So again, thank you, and most of you subscribed.
I thought it was just you being drunk in Vegas handing out car, you're like, watch my video.
Well, I did that too.
Yeah.
I did that too.
Woohoo!
Have you heard of craft computing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, going on people's phones, just like my video.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, YouTube has changed their monetization policies over the last couple days. You now, instead of just needing 1,000 views to monetize a video, you need 4,000 hours of viewed content in a calendar year.
Ooh.
That's a high bar.
Ooh, that is high.
Now, it's a bar that I'm pretty happy to say that I have actually crossed, and I'm also over the subscriber threshold to be able to keep my monetization. But I feel like I have the last ticket for the Titanic.
I know. That's just going to be... Are they doing this just to, like...
They're doing this to get rid of the people who are trying to, like, do a one-hit wonder viral video or be edgy and you know, the...
Now, is it for the more, or is it for, like, the people stealing other people's videos for their...
It's some of that as well. I know Paul's Hardware had a problem with that this last week, where someone was ripping his videos and reposting them and changing the name of the channel by one letter to try to get views, and it was monetized as well because he got enough hits to do it. But anyway, X79, that's me. Thank you, Raul. Welcome. Anyway, there was a lot of content stealing going on. There was a lot of clickbait. There was a lot of edgy trying to market to kids, because those are the people who watch a lot of the edgy videos. Yeah. Look no further than the guy that posted in the Suicide Forest. So what they've done is they've said you need 4,000 hours of viewership on your channel in 1 year. So you can't do it over like 5 years. It has to be in 12 months, rolling calendar. You have to have 4,000 hours of viewership.
Now, is it 12 months or is it a calendar year?
12 months. Okay. 12 months, not a calendar year. Sorry.
Okay.
Last year, so just July 10th when I launched this channel through December 31st, I had 5,350.
Barely.
But I got it in 6 months.
Yeah, that's great.
And so I'm actually almost 3 times the viewership what is required for the cutoff. I also have over 1,000 subscribers. I passed that on December 8th. Which, by the way, since I passed that on December 8th, I have 750 new subscribers.
I know, you basically, almost doubled. Well,
a lot of eating of the Tide Pods, yeah. And that's, again, the kind of stuff they're trying to stop.
Yeah.
So... they pissed...
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. They pissed off about 800,000 people because there were 800,000 channels that they demonetized yesterday.
Well, I was going to say that. I'm sure there's probably some actual legitimate channels of people trying to do something, and they've been struggling, or they're just, it's a hobby for them, but they're like, I'm almost there.
I'll say one of the channels that was demonetized, Modders Inc.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Now, are you going to be able to get a press pass next year?
Yes. The website holds its own. They get in on their website. The reason they actually brought me along was they like the content I'm producing for my own channel, and they wanted to help me bring along their channel. Oh. Now I've got my work cut out for me because I don't get self-promoted anymore. So now we're going to see how good you really are. But anyway... Again, YouTube screwed over a lot of people, kind of. It's going to be harder to build up a channel from scratch. Like I said, I got a golden ticket. I think I got in right on the last bated breath. Like I said, they were rolling up the docks on the Titanic as soon as I walked on. But it is what it is. I think the platform itself is going to be better for this. There's going to be a lot less clickbait on the bottom end of things. The videos that are going to be promoted are going to be people who are established partners. And I've got 1,700 subscribers. I'm not an established partner. My videos are being promoted now.
I mean, that's good.
And that's fantastic. And that's exactly why they made this move. Yeah. Was to cut out all the fluff on the bottom end. Yes, it's going to make the cost of entry higher. It's going to make entering the platform more difficult.
Yeah, you're going to have to put in a bit more work than you're thinking.
But people like me are going to reap the benefits of it. Now, again, I've got my work cut out at Modders Inc. because now I have to do all that work without YouTube's help. Yeah. But we'll see what happens.
People were complaining earlier you weren't drinking and they want another beer. So I'm just not putting that out there. Yeah.
We're going to... Hold on.
Yeah.
Coffee only goes down so fast.
He's not Rose. He's more like, what was that? There's Jack and Fabrizio, or what? That's you. You're not
Fabrizio.
Fabrizio. You're not even Jack.
Yeah. Can I at least be the captain?
You're like...
I'm more like the violin player.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're more like the violin player. Just stay there.
All right, let's open another beer.
All right. We'll go with Hoppy One. Hop Stoopid Ale.
You want Clown Shoes or Sandy M?
I'll go with Sandy M since I already had Sandy M. I'll just keep the Sandy M. All right. This is actually a bit bigger beer. We're 8%.
Yep. What was the first one?
6%.
I expected that to be a little higher.
You know, I want to say the other versions I think were higher now. I'm going to go home and take a look at my bottle.
All right.
That's nice color, though.
That is a beautiful beer. So this is the Lagunitas Hop Stoopid. 8% IPA.
102 IBUs.
102 IBUs. Since it's 8.0, it's technically a double.
It is technically a double.
Technically a double.
Technically,
just barely. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good look. There you go. It's a beautiful color on that beer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good look. I like that.
Right, yeah, right. The best part of the conversation is the silence before the storm of just us drinking. You can enjoy this.
That's just a solid IPA.
Yeah. You know what I really like about this beer is that it is a bit more, and I refer to them more as a traditional IPA.
Yeah.
Kind of what you would expect 10, 15 years ago.
It's a little more sour and a little more bitter. Not quite the punch that you get up front with some of the...
There's not that big grassy notes, the bittering notes. There's a little citrus in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice, but it's not that modern... or the big IPA craze right now are these hazy IPAs.
Yeah.
You can't see through them. Super fruity, citrusy. You almost don't even taste any hops. Mm-hmm. But they call it an IPA because it has high IBUs. But it's, you know, in the classical term, it's really not there that bitter. Yep. This is just the clarity, the aroma, the flavor. Very good Lagunitas.
It's just crisp.
Yes. Crisp is great.
Yeah. So, very good IPA. Again, that was Lagunitas Hop Stoopid.
Yes.
Delicious.
There we go.
All right. This one. I called this one.
Yeah.
And I actually got a pat on the back and a handshake from two of NVIDIA's... one of NVIDIA's PR guys and one of their marketing directors for the U.S.
Why, did they see your video?
I told them about my video.
Oh, okay.
Because on my January 3rd Talking Heads, sitting here with Red, the one that got 350 some odd views, that video, the one that did really well.
I wasn't watching.
Okay. We were doing CES predictions. What do we think is going to be big for the year? And I claimed, I think someone is going to step in and start doing a large format, low latency display the same way they developed VR display controllers, because that was one of the big pushes for VR controllers, was getting the latency down for LCD panels down from 75 milliseconds down to 10 or 5 milliseconds.
Which they are.
And I said, it's about time that they did that for large format. And I'm guessing someone's going to bring one out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, it's actually NVIDIA that does it.
Maybe that's where they spent all their money instead.
Bam! So they watched my show on January 3rd and announced it January 8th.
Oh,
I'm sure that's what it was.
I'm sure, exactly. Sure. Like, screw it, we have to write the article now. Well, it's in development. They found us out.
Well, if you saw the prototypes that I pictured, they knocked them out in a couple of days. Anyway, again, pat myself on the back. I nailed this one. NVIDIA has announced standards for a 65-inch G-Sync panel. The first one is going to be 4K 120 hertz with HDR. And it's a VA-type LCD panel. It's called a vertical alignment panel. It's somewhere between an IPS and a standard LCD or TN panel. This was beautiful in person.
Now, see, I don't know if I'd rather have this or the LG.
This is going to be expensive.
Yeah, I know, but okay, is it going to be the exact same price as the LG? No, you think is it? Do you know the price?
I have no inside information. Okay. I have no inside information. Okay. I'm going to say that. I met with NVIDIA personally. I have no inside information into this. I think it's going to be $3,500.
Really?
Yeah.
For 65?
65-inch, 120 hertz, brand new controller with HDR. I think this is going to be a 3500 display when it launches.
Who would pay that?
There are some people who would pay it.
I'm
not among them. If this were 1500, take my money now.
Exactly.
I will throw my credit card at the screen.
If you're going to develop something like this, then I would assume that they're going to develop it for a bit, not necessarily the mass market, but a medium market.
Right.
That, the high-end gamers, where they're targeting the ultra high-end gamers.
They're targeting the ultra high-end gamers. But the thing is, they've been coming out with larger and larger displays, and the price of a gaming display has gone up. I remember when 10 years ago, a gaming display was $300.
Oh, yeah.
And that got you a 90 hertz, or maybe if you were really lucky, 120 hertz. There was no such thing as adaptive sync back then. Everything was a TN panel, but it was based on just getting as fast as possible. They've been creeping up. All of a sudden, the Acer Predators are $1,200. They've got some ultra wide. People would pay. People pay $15 for a Coors Light. Come into my hipster den and check out my 65-inch G-Sync.
Want a beer?
Want a beer?
What up?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a pencil stuck in his. Old Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're seeing if there's a market for this, and you got to start at the high end.
Yeah.
I will say, in person, this display lived up to the hype.
Really?
Now, they were rough prototypes. Like, one of them had an exposed circuit board with, like, the HDMI kit.
That is
they were
rough.
roughed in. I saw 3 different prototypes. One by HP, one by Acer, and one by Asus. All of them had...
Right? Everyone should watch.
Right. Yeah. With Kale. All of them had some varying issues, and when I was mentioning the local dimming on the LG display, when we were gaming, the display was beautiful. I got to play Destiny 2 for about 5 minutes on the display. It was crisp. There was no motion blur, and when I say no motion blur, I mean there was no motion blur at all on this display. There was no banding. There was no tearing. Everything was just beautiful. Constantly
running around, throwing things and spells and blowing stuff up.
Right, exactly. Jumping up and down, kicking a ball, shooting your gun. Everything was just gorgeous. When we went to displaying broadcast content. Now, these are not televisions. They're making that very clear. These are display panels. These are monitors. They showed us, to show off the G-Sync tech, they showed us Amazon Prime Video of the Grand Tour.
The 4K version.
The 4K version. Yeah. So UHD with HDR.
Okay.
And the thing about Season 2 of the Grand Tour is they film and broadcast that in 25 FPS, UK standard.
Oh.
They broadcast that in PAL.
Okay. Didn't know that part.
G-Sync will sync your TV with 25 FPS. Whereas if you're watching on a standard TV, you're getting 23.97 or 29.93, whatever the numbers are. NTSC standard. I will say there was absolutely no banding. But when the content was moving very quickly by, the local dimming was not keeping up. And so you were getting these plotches of color, of brightness and dim displays and whatnot. When the image was more static, it was gorgeous. It was super crisp.
It's kind of like the scenery scenes and not them
or just like 2 camera scenes. So filming you and me, the local dimming would be great.
Yeah.
Filming a car driving by a canyon when the road is dark and everything else, if something light comes in front of that road, you could see a trail of the dimming trying to keep, and you've seen that LED flicker. It was that behind the moving object.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool tech. And I hope they dial it in a little bit more, and I think they will. So, was it any fun though? Not in Destiny 2. It was a lot of fun. Good looking displays, and I called it. I'm happy I got one thing. The other thing that was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's a lot of this.
Yeah. I'm going to touch over this as briefly as possible. This is not Ryzen 2. This is not Zen 2. This is AMD's first Zen-based APUs. Now, they've had some APUs on the AM4 platform that launched late last year, I should say. The cores themselves were based on the Bulldozer architecture. They took Bulldozer and they put a DDR4 controller onto it, and then they added an APU. This is what they're calling Zen Plus. They went from a 14 nanometer down to a 12 nanometer architecture. They've replaced the memory controller and they've added Vega onto the APUs. The numbers they're getting out of this, if they hold true in benchmarking, are astounding.
Yeah.
Have you followed much of any Ryzen builds? Any
other than yours? No, than yours, I have not.
There's two main problems with Ryzen as it exists as a platform today, and I'm talking about Ryzen all-encompassing. I'm talking about their desktop platform. I'm talking about Threadripper. I'm talking about everything that uses a Ryzen core. You can only overclock so far, and you can't get memory to run over 3,000 megahertz. So any kind of enthusiast build, any kind of person that goes, I want to get the most I can out of it, I want to compete with Intel on the single-threaded space, you can't do it. It's a great platform to get into, and it's probably the best bang for the buck platform you can buy today, but it has its limitations. What they showed off, and they asked us in the little meeting that we had, what are the two biggest problems with Zen? And that's what we told them, and they said, you're absolutely right. They showed us some slides of the new Ryzen APUs, which it's the 2200G and the 2400G. The 2200G is a 4-core, 4-thread, max turbo of 3.7 gigahertz, and that's across all cores, not just one or two cores like they did before. With an 8 compute unit Vega graphics card in it, clocked at 1100 megahertz, and 6 megabytes of L2 cache. And they're guessing that's going to be a 45 watt TDP.
Okay. That was what I was most impressed with when I was looking at the wattage.
Right, exactly. So excellent performance in wattage. And they said, what's your problem with the memory? Well, I can't get it over 3 gigahertz. They showed us a slide of this running with 3800 memory.
Okay, but yeah, how much tweaking did they do, or did they tell you that? They didn't know?
They didn't do any tweaking.
They didn't? Okay.
Nope. They took a Ryzen-compatible set of memory out of the box, they put it in the board, it ran at 3800. Okay? The other thing is they said, what could you overclock to? I said, most chips will hit 3.9. 4.0 is kind of scarce. 4.1 is like nearly impossible on Ryzen platforms. And spoiler alert, my Threadripper got to 4.15. I could not hit 4.2 for the life of me. Like I'm a
yeah, but didn't you sit there and say like it was just going at it really hard?
No, I'm at 4.15 at 1.38 volts, which is a good voltage for Ryzen. I cranked it up to 1.45. I couldn't get the extra 50 megahertz.
Oh.
It was not achievable. Okay, and I've still got a custom loop to go. I can probably lower a couple degrees. I've got a thermal take bolt on right now, but I could not get 4.2 on this chip. They showed this chip running at 4.6.
Now was that without tweaking or anything? Just let's plug it in, let's crank it up just really quick, let's put this dial up.
They didn't tell me the voltage, but they don't recommend going above 1.45, and I guarantee their marketing team is not going to let them go above 1.45 to show an overclock in a marketing slide.
Yeah, because it'll start burning up.
So I'm guessing they're somewhere around 1.40, 1.42. So Zen Plus is showing already leaps and bounds beyond what the original Ryzen platform showed. And I'm not even talking to the graphics performance yet, which is also astounding. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but this was beating the new i3 8350K, which is a 4-core, 4-thread unlocked CPU from Intel, with a GTX 1050 attached to it. April. Yeah, Zen Plus in April. From what I hear, Zen Plus will actually be... these two chips will be launching in February. Available February 12th.
Couple weeks.
So a couple weeks. I'm hoping to have them actually as soon as I can on both my channel and on Modders Inc. Because I want to do reviews of these. I want to put those numbers to the test. Because what they showed us was impressive as hell.
You want to try to be one of them first guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Get that viewership even higher.
Yeah. Or some Chinese X79. I think Zen is going to pass the X79. I think it's finally going to pass it.
Really?
Yep. Not that it's not still a great platform to build on, I love the X79. I actually have a video coming out tomorrow of a new X79 build. Yeah, I did that. So new X79 video coming out tomorrow. God, now I have to edit the video tomorrow.
Tonight, I can't drink anymore.
There are some major advantages to the X79 still if you're building and you're on a very tight budget, and that is memory prices.
Ooh.
Because DDR4 is still expensive as hell.
Yes, it is.
You can still get an 8-core, 16-thread chip on the X79 platform with a $100 motherboard with a $120 processor, and you can throw 32 gigs of RAM at it for an extra $100. If I wanted 32,
you're talking $400 for that's including case, keyboard, monitor. $400, you're gonna have a sweet computer.
Exactly. If I wanted 32 gigs of DDR4 today, that's $450 by itself.
Yeah.
Just for the memory. So, yeah, the platform does still have merit. It is still competitive today in modern.
It'll still last you time.
It'll still last you time.
And for the budget, it'll last you plenty of time.
Yes,
too.
Exactly. What are you on still?
Not well. I got DDR3. That's
yeah. I know you're on DDR3.
Yeah, but I was the one of the people who was like, "Oh, DDR3 just came out. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna plop down $400 for 16 gigs of RAM."
Aren't you on a 9550Q or something like that? I nailed it. You know what's really funny? Hold on.
Wait, is it up there on your shelf?
It is.
Yeah, that's.
I have a 9550Q on my shelf.
Sucker. Whatever. Shut up. I haven't been able to touch my computer. Whatever. I'm telling you, that needs to be a video of just, hey, let's upgrade John's computer.
We totally do. As soon as I get enough spare parts, we'll do that for you, buddy.
I'm sure you have everything that's already better than mine.
Not quite. I got an AM3 Plus system up there with an FX 4100.
Just give me whatever's in that white box over there.
No.
You're just going to rebuild it and throw those parts into this thing over there and just put these two together into one machine and give me the spare parts.
So that's my 5820K.
Yeah.
And that's running at 4.4.
Yeah, give me just parts out of that. You don't need half of this stuff in there. Yeah. I'll take that hose and...
Yep. All right, let's see. What else we got tonight?
You have the bad.
How long have we been on? We've been on 51 minutes. We're not doing
51 minutes. All right. You do need to...
All right.
This was hilarious. Was actually really funny.
Yeah. I think I need to go let my dog out real quick.
All right.
She is. So carry a conversation.
I will try to carry a conversation.
I know you didn't witness this one personally.
So what was really funny? So Jeff went to CES, and I spent the whole time, like most of us, at work. And during that time, I'm perusing Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Yahoo, latest news, whatever. And I see this video, and I think it's one of those jokes of, hey, it's a robotic folder. It has that Futurama meme of shut up and hand me my money.
Right.
And I watched the video like everyone else does. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's stupid. What Chinese idiot invented this? Where's the GoFundMe account? Lo and behold, Jeff puts on his worst list. The number one thing is the robot folding machine.
The robot folding machine. The FoldiMate.
Yes.
FoldiMate.
Yeah.
The folder.
I thought it was the Voldemort. The Voldemort.
Yeah, Voldemort. Yeah.
Voldemort.
He who shall not be doing laundry.
Yes.
Something like that. This is the FoldiMate. When it was at CES, it was announced for $850. They've actually since raised the price to $980. Yeah. They actually edited this article since I posted it this afternoon. This is the FoldiMate. This was actually introduced at CES 2017. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, I saw that.
That is good. Yeah, good.
He'll do anything for views, folks.
That's unfortunately smells like the the canning room at a grocery store. Yay, recycling.
Der FoldiMate, that's right.
Der FoldiMate.
Yeah. Going back to my high school German.
All right.
Ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. And I'm sure I butchered that, but you get the gist. This is the FoldiMate. This is the $980 clothes folder that debuted at CES 2017. That They didn't have a functioning prototype at CES 2017, but everyone goes, "Oh, I kind of like the idea. Like I don't know what you're aiming for, but I kind of like it."
Not that size.
They came back to CES 2018, and they said, "We brought the FoldiMate back." Oh, does it work now? Oh no. So what this is, it's an automatic clothes folder, and they're trying to take all of the hassle out of clothes folding.
Because it's so hard.
Right, because it's so hard. Just so... I can't even, John.
Oh, the weight.
Right. So what this does is you put a piece of clothing in, and when I say put it in, I say you have to put it in at exactly the right angle and location and put the clamps on exactly where they need to be. The FoldiMate then reads an RFID tag embedded in your clothing, which you have to either put on or has to come from the clothing manufacturer. So the FoldiMate knows how to fold that article of clothing. This is not like drop in a sweater and it folds it, and then drop in a pair of pants and it folds. It has to know what you're putting into it. Like make, model, detail, length, width,
cloth,
everything.
Size.
Right. So you put this in, you clamp it in. It then takes it in and folds it. And originally they said it was going to de-wrinkle and descent. So they were going to add perfume and Febreze it, right. They've actually dropped that from the spec sheet since CES.
It's too many Tide Pods.
So it's no longer, too many Tide Pods. They didn't want the kids breaking into this machine and sniffing them. I tried to say sniff and huff at the same time. Snuffing them. That's a different film entirely. They didn't want kids breaking into them, so they dropped those features off, but they raised the price. And then what you get out of the bottom is a neatly folded shirt or pants or whatever it is.
Which takes, 30 seconds?
It takes 30 seconds to fold, and the original one took 30 seconds to fold, and you had a max item limit of 20. This one will do it as fast as you can load it, but I doubt you could load it fast enough.
Yeah.
But the prototype they had at CES, you literally put the shirt on the thing, and it clamped it down, and then it just threw it out the back of the machine.
It didn't even work?
It didn't work. Yeah. Like I said, it was not a functioning prototype. It was a demonstration of, this is our vision. Can't you see it?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so literally it took it and it chucked it into a basket out the back of the machine.
That's hilarious.
And then it showed this neatly folded thing. It will not fold heavy knit material. It will not fold anything that you put into it.
I'm gonna pay $1,000.
And it's $1,000.
Wait, I like it. It is right here. So yeah, $850 down here.
Yeah,
and $950.
Yeah, $850 at the top, and then
$980.
Also, the price has gone up to $980, and it no longer even attempts to de-wrinkle or perfume. Oh, and the projected release date has been pushed back to late 2019.
Gosh, this is just horrible.
Why did you build this? Who is this for?
Well, they have those. What's really stupid is they have those little foldable things you can get for $9.99. Put your shirt here. Fold.
Right.
And it's like a 10-second how to fold your shirt. You just plate your shirt. That is faster than this.
Right. And more accurate.
Yes.
Yeah. And if I have $1,000 clothes folding money, I can hire someone to come fold my clothes once a month. Gosh. Yeah.
The space it takes up, stupid.
Again, second worst item at CES.
Really?
Second worst.
Okay. What do you think?
Second worst.
What do you think the first is?
The next.
Really?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I didn't think it was stupid. I thought it was stupid.
Did you see the price?
Okay, that I did not see.
Okay. You're going to agree with me.
Okay.
So, 2 years ago at CES 2016, Kodak, so Kodak Eastman Company of Rochester, New York, now, after they had bankruptcy in 2012 and had to reorganize and sell off half their patents, but then keep all the real good juicy stuff, they said in 2016, we're going to reintroduce the Super 8 camera. The camera that was affordable enough to get into everyone's hands so you can make movies.
Yeah.
That's what it was. They have...
You mean the GoPro?
They have quotes on their website from Steven Spielberg going, I'm so happy that they're re-releasing the Super 8 and re-releasing the technology that got me interested in filmmaking. And I mean...
It is outdated, but okay.
They have an endless string of quotes from people saying this exact same thing.
Well, it was funny. When you showed me this, I was like, wait, this isn't the article. This is obviously just a...
This is the article.
I thought this was the website, and you buy it right here.
Right. Okay. Here is the Kodak Super 8 website. Okay. So let's just go down. You can get the Super 8 camera, and you can get the film. They're remaking the film, and you can ship it back to New York or wherever they're sending it out to be developed and then sent back to you. And it's the same Super 8 cartridge that you bought in the 60s and 70s. Because I believe this was introduced in 1964.
Yeah, 60s, I think.
Anyway, so this is the Super 8. All it is a Super 8 camera that takes the same film cartridge, that takes the same C-mount cinema lens, and it records on film. It has some digital enhancements. It has a flip-out 4-inch standard definition screen. Not even a crisp, just a standard definition screen, pull-out screen. It has an SD card on the back of it.
I saw that.
They have not released any specs for if this is going to be able to capture video or even photos, but it has an SD slot. It has a micro HDMI port on the back of it, presumably for playback.
What's the film for?
The only thing that they've told us is that it's going to be recording on film, is that you can record on Super 8. They haven't said if it's going to record on digital. They haven't said what format, what media, what resolution. But through a C-mount lens, I'm kind of dubious of the quality. And I was right to be dubious because Kodak actually introduced... I'm going to...
Look it up?
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to go... YouTube Kodak Super 8. So, a couple of days ago... Oh, that's not it.
That's 2016. Test.
Footage. Is it this? Might be this. No, Kodak put one out. I'm sorry. I should have done this beforehand. Oh, first footage from the new Kodak Super 8. Here we go. Maybe. Here we go. I got a new piece there. And off we go.
Sound.
I don't want any sound. I don't want any sound. I don't want to get demonetized. I just finally got my golden ticket. So this is Kodak's. This is their promotional material for this camera. Okay. Oh, don't do me like that. What are you doing? Hold up.
Don't do me like that.
Seriously, did my screen just freeze? It did.
Aww.
What the heck? Anyways,
it looked like the original.
It looked like
Leatherface, and
it looked like I'm sitting in my mom's living room in 1985 watching old Super 8 films.
Yeah, it looked like the original unaltered version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right.
Or the Star Wars Christmas special.
Okay. And if that's all it did, I'm going, oh, $400? Sweet.
Nostalgia.
There's a nostalgia factor. There's a hipster factor. There's an I want to shoot on film factor. But the thing is, if I'm going to be serious about filmmaking, I'm not going to do it on a Super 8 today. I'm going to learn on modern technology.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? If it's something for fun, that's one thing. How much does this cost?
Should be $299. I didn't see the price on the article, so
you're a zero off.
No.
$3,000.
No.
$3,000.
Is this okay, wait, do they have original stock Super 8s that they've somehow kept from the 1960s and
So,
that's
for
stupid.
$3,000, what kind of camera could you buy? I actually parsed it out. I could buy a Blackmagic Cinema camera that shoots in 4K at 60 FPS in a Canon L series lens.
Stupid. Okay, I agree with you then.
Okay.
Where I was thinking it was going to be like, oh, here's nostalgia,
and for a nostalgia factor, I get it.
Yeah,
I get why they're making it.
Or they made a version of like, oh, this is like going to be the new high-end camera, but it just looks like the Super 8, and but we're also recording on film, but it also does digital, so you can compare the two.
If you want to use an old C-mount lens, we've included an adapter, but it uses an EF mount for Canon lenses or an A mount for Sony.
That would have been brilliant.
Exactly, and put a good quality 4K sensor behind it. It doesn't even have to be 60. Just give us 4K 30 and 1080 60. Just enough to be a camera. In the modern day. $3,000. And all it does is Super 8 film. And it looks terrible.
And I'm wondering, though...
And not only that, okay, what modern features would you expect of a modern camera?
Additional batteries, additional lenses, you know, just upgradable items.
Do you expect any automatic features of the camera?
Automatic
auto
focus.
aperture, ISO, focus? Nope.
It's all manual?
100% manual. It comes with a digital light meter that is pre-programmed to read what the light would be when exposing the film. The problem with that is 90% of the time when you're shooting video or photo, you're either over or underexposing depending on what your subject matter is.
Yeah.
And so the light meter gets you close, it doesn't get you there. And it's still manual focus, it's still manual iris, it's still manual film speed. It'll shoot at like 5 different film speeds. 18, 24, 25,
I saw that.
36.
Nothing, wow.
Right.
So
Kodak, why did you make this? It doesn't make any sense.
They're coming back, though. That's why. They're obviously
like this, they're not.
They're trying to come back. Wait, now. Didn't
Exhibit 2.
Didn't I also read? Yeah, I was going to say, like, wasn't there something about Kodak and cryptocurrency or something like that? And I was like,
you did.
Why?
Okay.
Why would a camera company be doing that?
Exhibit 2 in my... I'm going to go for a rare twofer in why did you bring this? Why is this a product? Why is this a thing that you're doing? Kodak, gosh, there's no wonder you went bankrupt, and there's no wonder that Sears is going bankrupt. It's because you keep making decisions like this. Okay.
They probably keep trading CEOs.
So Kodak has announced both a Bitcoin miner. You can buy a Bitcoin miner in 2018. It's a little box. It'll sit on your desk and it'll make you money.
No, it won't.
No. There's no way that box will make you any amount of money in 2018 breaking blockchain. Nope, not going to do it. Okay.
You'll be waiting 2 years for it to break that code.
Right. Second part of this announcement. They're introducing KodakCoin.
Yeah, that's great.
KodakCoin.
I'm especially with the article that we started off with. Mm-hmm. I'm going to buy that, you know?
Yeah. This one was not to buy. No. This one was...
you take a picture of it?
No.
I'm just gonna... You photocopy it, and then like, look at my stacks of Kodak coin.
Nope. No, KodakCoin is you let Kodak use your computer to browse the web and look at photographs. It then takes those photographs and analyzes them and determines whether or not they may be copyrighted. Kodak will then reach out to the website host who is hosting that photo and negotiate licensing terms. So they'll say, hey, you need to pay us licensing terms to host that picture. They agree to the licensing terms, and you, for hosting their crawler on your machine, get paid in KodakCoin.
So I get paid in nothing.
You get paid in something that has no backing.
Has no backing in
currency.
To a company that went bankruptcy. How long ago?
That is coming out with Super 8 cameras and ideas like this.
Yeah.
That is what you get paid in.
And then what's to stop the guy that has that, whatever picture, and he's just like, oh, it got out of my spam mail. I never saw it. Or whatever.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Proponent or...
Proprietary?
No. Antagonists of the idea. I was going to say proponents, but no, those are people who want the idea. People who are against the idea have said...
KodakCoin, yeah.
Let's see. And on the announcement of Kodak doing KodakCoin, their stock rose 30%. Rose 30%.
Because, that was just the boom. Let's die down.
But one expert had doubts. Storing the information in a blockchain doesn't provide you any more copyright protection than copyright law already does, commented David Gerard, the author of Attack of the 50-Foot Blockchain. Notice how they're marketing it. They state a problem. They say that blockchain can solve it, but there is no mechanism by which the blockchain could do that. This does not do anything that signing up for Shutterstock or Getty Images wouldn't do. End quote.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Shutterstock and Getty Images are already doing this in a much larger scale, searching the web for people who are using their images illegally, and trying to negotiate licensing fees or hosting fees or whatever else, and they're giving a kickback to the owners of the image. Kodak's trying to get in on that market by paying you no money.
Well, yeah, they're going.
It's KodakCoin. Look,
here, yeah,
you'll buy a house with this one day.
Oh yeah, one day in 5 years, this is going to be worth $10,000 a coin.
Yep. So,
Simon and Garfunkel.
Again, I have 2 from Kodak. Worst of CES. Kodak. What the hell?
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Super 8 was, I really do like the idea of the Super 8 though. If it had more modern features, the price point was a decent price, even $499, $599
right.
with modern features. I actually really do like the idea if they did have the Super 8 plus digital and it was filming at the same time.
Right.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Right.
You could then, while you're editing, just be like, oh look, I don't have to add these filters. It's the natural filter. This is not digitally enhanced, digitally taken care of. Go back and forth, kind of do some really cool. Actually, I think that'd be really cool for like weddings right now. I think that's the hot thing of the looking nostalgic and retro.
But the thing is, if I'm going to pay $3,000, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy that cinema camera, that Canon L series lens. And I'm going to shoot it, and then I'm just going to post-process that.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even need to spend $3,000.
Right.
You can spend half that.
And let's be real, Super 8 with a C-mount lens is not the most high-quality video you will get out of a film camera. There's a reason that, Pulp Fiction...
Director?
Yeah.
Quentin
Tarantino. There's a reason he shot The Hateful Eight in 120 millimeter.
Oh, he wanted the wide aspect.
He wanted the wide aspect, and he wanted the film quality. He wanted the look and the feel of film. And for that film, it worked. Super 8 is not that. Super 8 is a tiny little 8mm film that was cheap to produce, cheap to develop, and cheap to manufacture the equipment that was necessary to capture that image. That's why Super 8 was popular in 1964.
Yeah, it was what our parents were filming because they stole it from their parents. Right. Of like, oh, I'm going to go film me and my friends at the beach, blah, 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 playing volleyball and laughing and listening to the Beach Boys. Yep. Or at a Beatles concert.
I had a Sony Hi8 camcorder growing up. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It got me into doing some film editing, trying to do as much as I could with the camera, and then later on I had a capture.
Like one of those like.
Yeah, it was when they started to shrink. So they blew up and then they went like this, and I had it kind of on the downward spiral.
We had the shoulder.
Oh, you had the Magnavox.
Yeah, the Magnavox, little shoulder one. Yeah, I remember my brothers in the backyard. They'd film movies.
So you probably had a full VHS one.
Yep, it was a full.
Because later on they came out with VHS-C, which was the same tape in a smaller cassette.
And then we went and bought that one too.
Yep. See, I had the next iteration, which was Hi8, which again,
I actually did have.
It was an 8mm film, but it was a digital recording.
Yeah,
it was digital recording into an analog format.
Yep.
So that's what I had. I have no nostalgia filter for that. That was a piece of crap camera.
It was.
Now I loved it in the day. I would not go out and spend any amount of money on a new Hi8 camcorder.
No.
Nope. Wouldn't do it. Would not do it.
Actually, I even used to have a DVD camcorder that filmed on those micro DVDs.
Steve says 8mm is great for filming presidential assassinations.
You always seem to lose the data, and then you back to the left.
That's right. It was back. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you went that way and I went this way, how many shooters we got in here? One. I love the Onion article on the JFK assassination. It's JFK shot 163 times from 125 different angles.
All right.
Well, I'm almost done with this beer.
Yep.
We can keep talking about beer. We can. We've been on for an hour and 13 minutes now.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can keep going if we want to crack this one open, or if you want to go home, we can.
I don't care either way.
What do you guys want to talk about? Let me know down in the comments or the chat.
Yeah, Steve.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? I met with a lot of different companies. I could probably give more updates on who I talked to at CES.
All the parties he went to, the drunken nights.
What parties? I was in bed at 8 o'clock every night.
Oh, yeah. All the waffles. No. Wow.
Oh, I had chicken and waffles there for the first time.
Really?
Oh.
Well, you didn't have it at my bar?
I didn't.
Oh, they were fantastic.
No.
Everyone loved my chicken and waffles.
I had chicken and waffles with a butter pecan maple syrup.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Oh my god! I may go to Denny's tonight and order a thing of chicken and a thing of waffles.
Oh no, theirs is horrible.
Oh, I know it
That's
is
horrible. Yeah, I would.
I know, but I'm craving it now.
You know what? I'd rather. I wouldn't even say KFC. I'd go to like Popeyes and then go to some decent waffle place that makes a good Belgian waffle.
Yeah.
And then take it home, have my own syrup.
Yes.
You know.
Yep.
That was great. Actually, no, I did find out. At the bar, we had the option of garlic butter or regular butter. The garlic butter actually works.
Yep.
Surprisingly, with the nice sweet syrup, savory chicken, then you have this garlicky butter. It was fantastic.
This was like a real loose breaded chicken, and it was just cooked absolutely perfectly. And then it was a real thick Belgian waffle on the bottom.
Popeyes and IHOP. Yeah, I got the Popeyes and IHOP.
We're actually near two of them.
So yeah, we are.
We could totally do that. Someone else may have to drive in an hour. But.
And sweatpants.
McDonald's nuggets and egg waffles.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go. I want a McChicken.
Oh, here we go.
Those McMuffins with the.
No. You go to Burger King and you do their $1.50 nuggets and their French toast sticks.
Ah,
there you go. There you go. There, that'll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on your side now. I just tasted it.
Yeah, no, that's horrible. Those Burger King's chicken McNuggets are the worst.
What was the oddest tech at CES?
The folding machine.
Folding machine. I only got about 3 hours to walk the floor. The entire rest of the time I was in private meetings, suites, meeting with PR people, marketing managers, director.
Yeah.
What?
Private meetings.
Private meetings. Where private things happen. So I didn't get a lot of time to walk the floor. I did get to see the latest iteration of Amped VR. I don't know if you remember that VR headset. The one that came out to here.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
They're actually just marketing their licensing now to make like mobile standalone VR headsets. Everyone knew it was a joke a couple years ago. So
didn't you get to try the wireless headset for?
I didn't get to try the wireless adapter for the Vive. I did get to try the new Vive Pro with the 2880 by 1440 resolution.
How was that?
Or 1600. It was good. It was good. The screen door is still there, I'm gonna say. Until they figure out how to make bigger pixels and less gap between the pixels, the screen door is going to exist. But it was definitely a noticeable improvement in sharpness across the entire image.
Should help with those people get even motion sickness with those.
Should help with motion sickness so long as you have a video card that can drive it. Remember, it's 78% higher pixel count. So what would run on a GT or a RX 580 and a GTX 1060? You probably need a 1080 now. So
if you're coughing that much money though for the latest Vive, you probably are. You probably
got the scratch to throw down.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a 1080 and a Vive. I'm probably going to get the Vive Pro as soon as I can because it is an improvement. The controllers were exactly the same. They were the standard Vive controllers. There's been no news on when the Knuckle controllers are coming out, which is the ones I'm looking forward to. Those are the ones that strap to your wrist and you can actually let go.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
And then they hold in place, and they've got optical sensors that track your finger movement, and so you can do this with your fingers now in analog space.
That would be nice.
So really cool things that are coming out, but they're not there yet. There was a 10-foot high, what's called a. Gosh, now I'm drawing a blank of it. It's a POV display, persistence of vision display, that was displaying objects in 3D like giant Indy cars and things like that. It is basically putting LEDs on a ceiling fan and spinning them really fast until it generates an image.
Okay.
What it did is it generated that image in 3D. And so this thing was 10 feet high, and it's basically a hologram that's floating out in front of you. And it looked fantastic.
Really?
I've never seen a POV display look that good before. If you go home and Google POV display, it's persistence of vision display. There's some pretty cool things. You can build one with an Arduino and a little DC motor. So
it's not like the Nintendo 3DS?
No.
Where
that's a parallax display. No, this was like a hologram that's floating in front of the wall in front of you.
Ooh.
And it looked awesome.
So,
I looked up the price. I can't afford one.
Did it have white and green stripes or black and green stripes?
Nope.
No holodeck.
And you couldn't interact with it because it's a spinning fan blade. But it was a floating display that I would have loved to put an array on my back wall. That's what I was looking for.
It would have been awesome. The best hologram is like a giant fan spinning, and the game is you have to get through the blades.
Yeah.
So you could interact with it.
I did try a. I tried both a. I got something in my throat.
Drink more. That's fine.
I'm working on it.
Thank you. Well, I think your throat is telling you to actually drink more.
One of us has to keep the show going, John.
Obviously, it's not me because no one cares about me.
No one watches John.
I can snort this beer and no one cares about me.
Yeah, I think we peaked at 17 concurrent viewers. You're at 11.
Oh my gosh, what I do for my craft.
So, I know. Anyway, I did get to try a headless VR set that is VR self-contained with...
So like the Japanese?
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar. That was pretty cool. I did get to try a Windows mixed reality headset, which is the Windows VR.
Yeah, how was that?
Better than you think.
Really?
Good looking video.
We talked about those earlier.
Good looking video. There are some tracking issues, and we knew there would be. But for $350, I got to try the Asus headset, I believe it was.
Okay.
Pretty sure it was Asus.
I think we reviewed that or talked about it.
Anyway, if you're sitting there and you've got your hands out in front of you, they track perfectly right here in this space. If I do this and go right about there, it loses tracking. So any movements above my head,
right above the goggles.
But I can go all the way to about 150, 160 degrees out in front of me, and I don't lose tracking. 180, they're gone.
It sounds like the sensors are probably right at the front.
They're right here, and they have a downward influx.
Yeah, so
anything down here, they're perfect. So if I was doing like Job Simulator or Arizona Sunshine, even games like that would be fine. Super Hot,
no.
So Gorn, games that you need full movement, you're not going to be able to play. But it was way better than I thought it would be. The visuals were sharp. The head tracking was spot on. Mm-hmm. The hand tracking, if they can get a little wider, maybe put some more sensors on the edges of that. Maybe even go like the strap.
Kind of the strap to get back.
So you can see behind your head and on the sides. I think it's going to be perfect. And there shouldn't be that much cost involved in doing that. Did I go to the Sapphire Bar and see the stripper bots? I didn't go to the Sapphire Bar. Sorry. I'm trying to think of the bars I went to. I went to the Tao in the Venetian. That was a pretty banging little club they got upstairs there. Where else did I go? Went to the Intrigue at the Wynn. That was a pretty cool bar. Not going to get into too many details, but...
well, I'm just going to have my own CES.
Yeah.
With blackjack and hookers.
You know what?
Well, forget CES and the blackjack.
Yeah, screw the hookers. I mean the blackjack. Yep. Let's see. Other interesting tech.
Boo.
I did try an augmented reality. I don't know if anyone remembers Jerry Hollowell's project, which was the original Steam VR, which was called Cast AR. If you Google Cast AR, CASTAR, you'll see some prototypes of it. And what it was a set of polarized glasses with a set of projectors on it that shot onto what they called a retroreflective material.
Yeah.
That displayed a VR image in front of you. And it was all self-contained tracking. I got to try a full-size stand-up version of that tech.
Oh.
That was cool.
That would be... So you got the Star Wars chess.
Yeah. Well, what it was actually a floor and wall in front of me.
Okay.
And you're wearing these glasses, and all it was a set of active shutter glasses. So they're polarizing at different rates. And it was like this 3D... the Fits in This Hole game, the Japanese game show.
Oh, yeah.
The make a shape in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that kind of game.
Yeah, you got to jump through that.
Exactly. Yeah. It was that game in a 3D, like, platformer kind of game. And it was cool. The tracking was definitely behind, where they were definitely using optical tracking, and it was definitely slower than it should have been for a VR experience. But that was visually, it was very cool. Yeah. Let's see. Where else did I go at CES?
The bathroom a lot.
I did a lot of walking. I didn't go to the bathroom because I was sweating most of the time.
Well, I actually remember you told me that you said something, X amount of drinks per night, X amount of food per night. Mm-hmm. came back 4 or 5 pounds lighter.
Yeah. So I'm going to go on the Vegas diet from now on. Yeah. And what the Vegas diet is, was for lunch and dinner, nearly every single day, I had unlimited free food for lunch and dinner, and I had unlimited drinks after dinner. And when I say unlimited, I mean unlimited. I mean, you walk up to the bar and you say, hey, can I have an old fashioned? And they double fist you.
That doesn't taste good. 2 more.
Right, exactly. And when I say unlimited drinks, I don't mean like they're pouring you like Jack and Coke all night long. I mean, I walked up to the bartender and I said, can you make me a Godfather? And she goes, what type of scotch do you want? And I said, do you have a Glen 12? And she goes, oh, I've got that, but I've also got a Johnny Walker Blue.
Do you want that?
You are upselling me on a free drink. So yeah, that as many drinks as you wanted to have. So I had on average about 10 to 12 cocktails per night. Then I Ubered home. Then I got 3 hours of sleep. Then I got up. I walked 50 plus miles in Vegas over 5 days. So after all of that food and all of that drink, I lost 5 pounds.
Nice. I want to go on that diet.
Double finch you sounds painful. Yeah, it would. You got to pay extra for that usually, Steve. That's they take you in the back room, they double finch you. All right, I'm almost done with this. We can crack that one open finally.
All right.
This is the one I've been waiting to get to.
All right. I'm gonna go rinse the other 2 glasses out.
All right.
And you can finish that.
Make it pure. All right, let's see. Where else did I go at CES? We found this hole-in-the-wall barbecue place, and you'll forgive me if I don't remember what it was. It was on the exact opposite side of I-15. So there's Las Vegas Boulevard. There's I-15, which is the highway that goes through Vegas that parallels that. And on the exact block opposite of that, there was this little barbecue place just off the strip. I had the best, I'm just going to say meat I've ever had in my life. Because, wait. So we walked in and we basically said, give us one of everything. So they brought out the barbecue chicken, the pulled pork, the brisket, the ribs, everything. Every single thing in that place was cooked to like Texas perfection. If you've ever known someone from Texas who can barbecue, this outdid that.
Ooh.
And I know that's fighting words for a lot of people. Come at me, bro. That's what I'm going to say. And I wish I could remember the name of the place. If I remember, I'm going to put it in the video description because they were absolutely fantastic. They literally had 2 tables in the entire place.
Tiny little place.
Tiny little place. Like I drove by it 3 times trying to find it.
Oh, wow.
But I finally pulled up, and the rest of my crew was already there. We walk in, and you walk through a curtain to get to the back room to get to their second table. And that food was phenomenal. They had this loaded fries, which had this ghost pepper sauce with mac and cheese and crisp cut fries, and it's hard to explain how good this food was.
Mouth-watering. Now, was it the booze, though?
No, there was no booze there.
No.
I went in sober.
Okay, I was going to say, you walk into a place, kind of buzz.
No, I had no buzz. There was a party after that.
Oh, okay.
This was sober. I walked in. Okay? The brisket, I put a plastic fork into it and just pulled, and it came apart.
Nice.
Yeah. Best brisket I've ever had. Some of the best pulled pork. Their pulled pork was solid, probably not the best. The chicken was the best. The ribs were among the best, although I probably could. I want to say I cook better at home, and I really hope I do, but God, it was close. I want to go back to that place. I want to go back to Vegas just to eat at that place.
Just to eat at that place.
And to drink at all the bars that I drink at.
Well, I mean, if we went now, you'd pay for everything.
Right. Yeah, and that's the problem. All right,
last beer.
We are going to drink my favorite beer of all time.
Really?
It is very high.
While you were at CES, I found a bottle of.
Did you find the
CBS?
Oh, CBS.
Canadian Breakfast Stout.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh.
And Steve and I, the other guy, one of the other guys on here, has me a brother.
Steve, you bastard.
We had it. It was amazing.
So, for those who don't know, the Canada Breakfast Stout, it is a 13%?
I know. I think this one was 14.
14? Yeah, it's up there. It's a heavy stout.
It's a heavy stout.
It is maple and bacon.
No, it's not. There's no bacon. It's just a maple bourbon barrel aged.
Bourbon, that's right.
It's a maple
and bourbon.
And you would expect it to be super sweet. You would expect it to be a lot of maple. No, it is extremely well balanced.
Yeah.
I even think it's better. Better than the breakfast stout or the bourbon barrel aged breakfast stout. It was probably the best. It was a little pricey. I went to
they're spandy bottles.
Yeah, it was not a Whole Foods. What was one of those grocery stores that hipsters go to?
Because this was what, $24?
Was it?
No. This was.
That wasn't $24. That should be about
15,
somewhere around there.
Yeah. Anyway, this is the New Holland Brewing Dragon's Milk Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout.
It's a great beer. I mean,
yeah. This is 11%. They also make a chai version of this, which is 12.5, and they've got a couple. This is a series of beers.
Yeah, I had actually another version I had. What that was the chocolate chip mint.
Oh, did you? I haven't had that one yet.
It wasn't all right. Yeah. It was all right. But the Canadian breakfast stout, I paid $26 for that bottle. It was a bit spendy, totally worth it. Whole Foods. It was Whole Foods. I found it at Whole Foods.
Really?
Last bottle, it was just back of the shelf. And my wife and I just happened to, she came up to like, hey, let's have lunch at work. And there's a Whole Foods right next to my work. So like, okay, let's go over there. And I was perusing their bottle selection. And it was just, I saw it poking out in the back. I just grabbed it.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at the price.
Don't care.
Don't care. Went to the check stand. I was like, 26. Yeah, that's exactly.
This is mine now.
That's exactly what I did.
Oh, I've done that with a couple bottles before.
So it was totally worth it.
You guys have fun getting blitzed, doing the same. Shout out from Cloud Economics. Love the show. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Cheers. We're not getting blitzed. This ain't me blitzed.
No, I take a lot more. There'll be shows where we'll make a show where
I will say probably the worst show I've done was actually one with Steve. Where we did 2 shots before the show. We did 4 beers during the show. And they were heavy beers. Like the lightest was like a 9.5.
Yeah.
And then after the show, we're sitting there and Steve pours a bottle of bourbon and I'm like, or pours a little shot of bourbon. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And we're sitting there sipping and we're just chatting and sipping. And
all of a sudden it's like 2-3 shots in. Okay.
My smoke alarm just went off randomly.
I think the battery might be low.
It might be. I don't know. Anyway, I'm pouring my 4th shot and I go, I have to be at work in the morning. So anyway, that was one show with Steve.
If you do want to see, me blitzed, you can go on a video here and go to the Oregon Brewfest one. And toward the end, you will start hearing me start slurring some words.
You know, I'm going to add that to the description while I'm thinking about it. Because
just do it because I need the hits. Yeah. I need the hits. It's... it's a video.
This is the least watched video on my channel. So if you're watching me as a new subscriber for the X79 boards or just joining us and you want to know more about John, this is the video to go watch. I'm going to put it in the description right now. It's one of my favorite videos that I've done.
It was fun.
It was me and John going to the Oregon Brewers Fest, which is the world's largest private brew fest, correct?
Private brew fest. Yeah. It is the largest West Coast.
Largest West Coast. It's among the largest in the country, and it's the largest private invite.
Yes.
Brew fest. Fantastic Brewers Fest. It happens up at the Waterfront Park,
Portland.
Tom McCall Waterfront Park up in Portland every single year. A lot of fun. Yeah, here it is.
This was like 3rd or 4th video you ever shot too.
You know what is my Firefox? I'm gonna fix my Firefox. We're gonna watch it.
Don't. It was funny. It was fun. I shouldn't say it was funny. It was fun.
All right. So we're gonna go.
I think I'm coming right off of work, and I get there 30 minutes maybe before you do. Not even
maybe
that.
15.
Yeah, not even that. Maybe at most 20, 25, and I'm already 4 or 5 into it.
Apparently, it doesn't like when I go full screen video. So
when you go
kill that.
But when I get to the Brewfest, what I did was before Jeff got there, I went to basically look through the list, and they said, "Here's all the highest alcohol content." I'm like, I'm going to all of those.
Right.
I hit all of them before Jeff gets there in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, so by the time I get there, John is 4 beers in, and he's 4 of these.
Yeah.
In. Like, he started with the Dragon's Milk Stout.
Yeah. They had a special version of the Dragon Milk Stout, so I started with that one.
Yeah.
And went to like triple IPA and everything. So, and I didn't have anything to eat.
So, I'm obviously not in my studio today. I'm actually at the 30th Annual Oregon Brewers Fest. We're enjoying some beers. Come along for the ride, won't you?
I haven't seen this video in a long time.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
By the way, this is the 4th video I posted to YouTube.
it was quite quick.
Yeah.
Let's let you know the time that you started.
Yeah.
You know, end of summer.
Yep. So again, there were only 95 views on this video, and this was just John and I going to the Brewers Fest and getting blitzed.
That was a great beer.
That was a good beer. Really good beer. I'm waiting for the GNT we add later.
Oh, that was at the end. Who's it by?
Hey guys. Hey J-Man. How's it going?
Hey.
Yeah, my wife's going, you've been on for an hour and 40. Yeah, I know. It's a long show. We had CES wrap to do. It's fine.
Yes.
It's fine.
And the fire alarm went off.
The fire alarm went off. Smoke alarm. Yeah.
Yeah, you can, it's 11%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 11% triple IPA.
So, yeah, then there's what's called the Buzz Tent or Specialty Tent at this festival where they had these very rare, very special or high ABV beers.
And what they were doing was they were cracking, 5-gallon kegs, and that was it.
Yeah.
So they would tap a 5-gallon keg, they would pour that out, and then that was it.
Yep.
And then that beer goes away.
And that beer goes away for the rest of the festival.
They had 160 kegs in the specialty tent this last year.
Yeah.
It's been 4 beers and John already has some tea.
Hey, this is going to be one more view.
That's right. You're up to 96.
Yes.
I think like 10 of them are me.
I think the other 90 or 80 are me.
Because I couldn't believe early on. It's like, dude, I'm on YouTube. I have like a full video edited. And
you got a new follower on Twitter now.
That's right. I think I saw Cloud Economics on Twitter earlier, so thanks for following me, man. Appreciate it.
So they kind of are getting rid of the Buzz Tent this year. They are going to have, the tent will be now a special featured.
Oh, this was the curry beer. This was the Curiosity.
Oh yeah, that wasn't that good. That was horrible.
Terrible.
That's. I love this Brewfest for that. Is there are these beers that you'll never try anywhere else because breweries, especially here in Oregon, which most of these are, or the Northwest, will specifically make a beer just for this event.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah, I always try to get people that overpour me. Oh,
right to the line.
Right to the line. Horrible.
Still better than the water. Yeah. If you need any more proof that Oregonians love their IPAs.
Oh gosh, that line.
That line was insane.
I think was that the bone? Yeah, it was a bone, and it wasn't even that good.
That was the enzymatic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that good.
It was an IPA.
It was just an IPA.
Oh, this is the GNT.
That wasn't the gigantic one, was it?
No.
That was something. That was the other one.
No, that might have been. We're right in front of. Yeah, GNT. Yeah, gigantic GNT. Yeah. That beer, I am not convinced it was not just a gin and tonic.
That tasted like just juniper wood and gin.
Still better than the water. No, I said it was still better than the lager. We had a lager early in the day that literally was tasteless.
Oh yeah, it was horrible.
Like I knew there was liquid in my mouth, but that's as far as I could get with it. The bottled water that we were pouring into the things to rinse them tasted better than that lager.
Those two beers that we had were probably the
What's funny is I didn't realize how much I was already slurring my words at this point in the video.
Yeah. Didn't we like at one point like grab people out of the crowd and be like, oh yeah, interview us.
No, they came up to us.
Yeah.
They jumped in front of the camera. Hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a camera?
Yeah.
This was one of the orange beers, I think. Yeah.
Alameda Brewing, yeah.
Yeah, Alameda.
Yeah, you can already...
You're shouting, John.
Yes, it's a loud place. As you can... I mean, people cheering.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk.
Yeah. I've got a better camera setup for my... Or microphone setup for my camera now. Cheeto beer. No. If you want to go bad beer, we go back to the pepperoni pizza beer from 2 years ago.
Oh,
I don't even remember who made that. God,
I don't remember.
That thing was awful. It was late in the day too, and there's a bunch of guys. We did a 2-token pour, so we got a half a pint, and we're basically going,
oh yeah,
dude, try that. And then the next guy goes and he goes,
oh, it's horrible.
Yeah. Steve says he likes the pepperoni one.
Yeah, Steve just liked it for the weirdness.
Yeah.
I think like the next review or the review after that is like me.
Is you like, being just blitzed.
It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just blah 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 blah. I'm out of it. I even got the pinky. You see that? Yeah. Look at that. That's class right there.
Finally had to pee. I went the whole day without having to pee. That one was pretty good.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
They make it regularly.
This right here.
I can't even like stand.
Zeugel House Brewing. That was the pepperoni pizza.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Oh my God, I didn't even.
You gave it a 275.
Still,
that was not good.
I
tried that one.
I get it for like uniqueness and like, people try.
Yeah. So anyway, if you want to learn more about John, that's the video to check out.
That's the video. It's fun to watch.
Anyway, this has been a very long show. I'm hoping we get you a couple more viewers.
I hope so.
Yeah. Average view duration was 13 minutes and 59 seconds. So we actually held them longer than average. Usually I average about 11 minutes on this on the live show. I get closer to 15 when it's posted.
So I need to snort more beer.
You need to drink more beer through your nose.
I snorted beer in this episode. Per request.
Yep.
Jeff's wife is just looking at me like I'm crazy right now. And she's like, well, that's Jeff's friend.
She's looking at me going, how many beers have you had?
I'm wondering what your wife's going to say.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, yeah, that's what I married.
Welcome home, John.
Yeah. Give me a back rub.
How was the show?
Yeah.
I've been married almost 12 years now. She knows what this is.
10 years this year for me.
Yeah. 12 years of wedded bliss. Yeah. Don't you think, honey? Where'd you go?
Exactly. And that's it. It's going to be 12 years.
I think that's as good a place as any day.
All right. Sounds good.
John to our wives.
Yes.
They don't know what they're missing. Thank you all for joining us. This has been episode 14 of Talking Heads. We do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific. Usually it's we try to start with some beer news of the week, and we move right into the tech news of the week. We keep it loose, and we always crack a couple beers open at the beginning. We do kind of blitz reviews on those. It's a fun show. Yep. Join us every week.
Stop watching Rhett.
Stop watching. No, keep watching Rhett.
No,
don't you sabotage my viewers. You get your own on your own.
Fine. You know what? I'm going to start my own channel.
Now, that might help you're not, because YouTube made that a lot harder.
Jeff, let me your camera.
That's right. To all my new subscribers, thank you very much for joining me. I saw a couple of you in chat. It's great to have you along. To all my old subscribers, thank you as always. We will catch you next week. Thanks as always, guys. Cheers.
See you guys.